Hello, I've got a treat for you today. No, don't be put off by the title. It is egg curry. However, it is amazing. It's almost like, what could I say? I could liken it a bit to a korma, but a grown-up korma, because there's a lot of heat in it. There's no cream in it, but there are eggs, so it's not vegan exactly. However, if you wanted to make it vegan, I don't see any reason why you couldn't try this with tofu chunks. So if you are vegan and you're brave enough to have a go, let me know if that works, because I've not tried it myself. Without further ado, let's have a look at our ingredients. We've got eggs. Thank you, Food Chair. We've got ground turmeric. Sorry, I have to think about that sometimes. We've got ground chilli, we've got ground coriander, we've got ground almonds, and that's probably going to be your most expensive ingredient. But if you've got some whole almonds, or you know someone who has, maybe take a handful and bash them up yourself. Got cream coconut here. I like using the block. I find it's a lot more economical. It's more versatile, because I can just use it like this as a thickener, or I can make it into coconut milk. But if you only use the cans of coconut milk, that's fine. You can use one of those, or half of one of those. You won't need a whole one. Oil, obviously. Ginger and garlic. I'm still using the ginger and garlic paste that I made the other week. So you don't need to puree it, but if you want to, then do. I've got about a huge tablespoon here. But I'll give you, on your list of ingredients, it does tell you how much actual ginger and how much actual garlic. I've got some blitzed up tomatoes here. They were just a can of plum tomatoes. I've whizzed them up, and my onion. Now, the recipe actually calls for sliced onion. Please feel free to do that. But I want to make a lovely, smooth sauce. So my children used to love this. And because I made it especially for them, I didn't want any stringy onions in it. So it's up to you how you do it. I've given you the way that Rafi Fernadez recommends, but I'm doing mine really, really finely chopped. Just like with my tomatoes, I blitz them up because I want it really, really fine. So, without any further waffle, let's get cooking. I'll take my jacket off. Oh, that's better. Right, first job then is to boil your eggs. So I've got 6 eggs in here, and this is cold water. I don't bother putting my eggs into boiling water. I put them in cold water in the smallest pan I can get away with, and just have enough water to cover them. So that's how I do mine. And then I will just boil that for 10 minutes. So I'm going to stick a timer on, and after 10 minutes, done. And they should be perfect. Watch it all go wrong. Where's my lighter? No, here it is. Okay. Set my timer. So you're not waiting until that boils if you're going to try it this way. We're doing it 10 minutes from the minute that gas goes on. Now, in our second pan, our oil, so that's 4 tablespoons there. I'm going to get that to shimmering. Alright, we're nicely shimmering now, so get our onions in. Get the sizzle on. So we're going to shimmering really, rather than really smoking hot, because we don't want our onions to go brown. We want them golden, and we want them translucent, and we want them really caramelised, but we don't want them to look fried, because we don't want to add that colour to our final sauce. Bit of onion peel, don't want him in there. Well, I'll probably, okay, if we're not going to do this then, I can whip in there if you want. Get it quicker? Okay. No, actually, that's not doing too badly. Fuck it, we'll use her gas. Alright, now, I'm just going to go and put these in ice cold water. It's most important. Stops you getting that grey bit. I'm just going to turn that off a sec as well. Back in a minute. Right, they're having a nice ice cold bath. Back to the curry base. Okay, so you can see our onions, they've just started to colour actually while I was putting the eggs in their little bed. Just started to colour, but that's okay. It's a little bit of colour. Fine. Now, just going to add my ginger and garlic because I like to fry that off, get rid of that raw smell. Even the raw smell smells nice. Oh, that is delicious. Now, while that's just finishing off, you're going to take your dry spices. So your turmeric, chili and coriander. Going to mix that with our ground almonds and a drop of water. We're doing that because we don't want our almonds to burn. We don't want our spices to burn either. So we're going to make a little curry paste. Don't want to put too much water in, just enough so that it's a nice paste. Okay. Cool. So, see that? This recipe also calls for either bay leaves, which you can find dotted around in people's gardens, haha, thank you Elise, or curry leaves. So if you're going to use curry leaves, you want 6. If you're going to use bay leaves, just a couple will be fine. So I'm just going to chuck those in there and let them get aromatic. You also want, it calls for a couple of large dried red chillies. Now, if you don't want the heat in them, just pinch the top off if you've done them yourself, and you can just de-seed them like that. So easy. No effort required. I, however, like the heat, so I'm just chucking them in like that. I'm only putting a couple in anyway. And now, a little curry paste. Get that all out. if you don't like a lot of heat, you could actually substitute your curry powder, your chili powder. You could substitute that with paprika. So you're still getting that nice, you're still getting the flavour, if you like, of the chilli, but not the heat. And then you could keep your, you could de-seed your dried chilies and keep them in because they kind of look nice, I think. Look nice against the background of this curry. Oh, rich that is, rich. Now, I'm just going to fry those for about a minute. Get them all nice and aromatic. And then I'm going to put in the tomatoes. Just turn that up slightly. Because I want to keep this temperature up. So I've just turned it back up a little bit so it can heat up my tomatoes. Don't want to waste any of that good stuff. There we go then. Now, I'm just going to cook that for a moment and I'm going to go and get my boiled water. Getting excited now. So, when I went to boil my water, I also de-shelled my eggs. So here they are. Just want to show you. So that 10 minutes, I mean, don't worry about this one here falling apart. But see, if you want a nice soft boiled egg, I think that's the easiest way to do it. 10 minutes from cold, done. But straight into the ice bath so that you don't get that grey ring around it. Right, okay. So, we want 6 fluid ounces of boiling water. Got a little bit more than that there. Just pour some away. Remember, if you're using canned coconut milk, just use half a can. You're fine. And that's about an ounce there. And like I say, all your values, all your ratios will be on Facebook and the recipe. So we're just going to melt this down now. Okay, so that is it's almost melted. I'm just letting the cream coconut melt before I do anything else. I'm going to just check the seasoning because you'll notice I haven't put any salt in yet. Season to taste. Don't try that at home, kids. Only trained monkeys can do that. Gosh, it's a very messy curry. Right. So I'm just going to let that cook out for a little bit because what we're doing now, just cooking out some of that raw tomatoey flavour, letting the cream coconut get really involved. He's only just come to the party, so we really want to get him all incorporated, and obviously everything else. And once that's had a couple of minutes cooking out, I'm going to carefully spoon my eggs in. But I need the seasoning to be right before I put the eggs in because I don't want to move those around too much and break them up. So just get a different spoon. A bit more. This is so delicious. You're going to love it, promise. So I'm just going to carefully lay my eggs in there now. Just turning it down a bit. Just put those bits in. Now, just give that about 5 minutes. Just dunking them down. That's ready. So easy. Okay, this is it then. Let's get some of this out. So I'm going to serve mine. I'm going to eat mine, I should say, with rice tonight. But go with whatever you prefer, rice or naan breads or chapatis. Right, just go for it. Obviously, if you've got a large family and you want more than 1.5 eggs each, or you just want 1.5 eggs each, but there's lots of you like there used to be in our family, then just double up your ingredients or do 1.5 times, you know, because all you're doing is making that sauce and then putting your eggs in. So, right, I'll turn that off. It just smells so good. Shove you over there. Now, I did recommend for garnishing that you did almonds, sliced almonds, or green peppers. I couldn't get those locally, sorry. I did actually go and see if I could get some, but because I haven't got them, I'm just going to use coriander. It will still be amazing. But if you were doing it specially for something like for a dinner or something like that, for a dinner party, I would go to town on the garnish because it just looks amazing with all those colours. But let's get a spoon. I've moved my chopping board so I can't chop it. Just picking it, but it's fine. It's just to give a bit of contrast, really, colour. Okay, so you want to have a little look. I've got that really lovely rich gravy there with all those coconuts and almonds in. Just love it. I hope you do too. See you next week. Let me know in the comments, or even private message me if you want. If you want something explained, if I haven't explained it properly, if you want to know where food share is, anything like that, just get in touch with us, right? Have a go. And anyone that does it with tofu, please let me know how that went for you, because I'm intrigued. I don't see why it shouldn't work. I think it would be amazing, actually. I think it would be perfect. Take care then. Have a go. See you next week. Bye.